Okay, I have a few minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and do part two. So I'm in the same shirt. You'll notice that at some point, probably. Um, this is what I wish I would have known, part two. Today I'm going to talk about, let's see, I'm going to talk about dating, when I was dating, what I wish I would have known, sort of. Because I did get married at 21, so my dating years were short, like from 15 to 21. Well, yeah, that's how long I dated. That's only 6 years, but oh my goodness, it seemed like an eternity. Um, you know what? I can't really even talk about what I wish I would have known when I was dating because things were so different back then. Boys were still scared of girls back then. Girls always had the upper hand. Boys didn't know anything about us. It was very mysterious. Um, it was easy to date because nobody knew anything and nobody acted like they knew everything, and it was more innocent. I'm not saying we were all innocent. I don't mean that, but it was more of an innocent time simply because boys just didn't know anything about girls, and it was all everybody was discovering everything together. Um, I always suspected this, but I went to my high school a small high school reunion this summer, and the boys were talking about that, how they didn't know what they were doing and everything, and it just really cracked me up because I remember I thought boys knew it all, and they thought we knew it all, and none of us knew anything. Okay, what I'm going to talk about is dating today. Even though I have no experience with it, I did want to say something about it. Um, hmm. The thing that made me think about this part of the series was something that one of my relatives said to me not long ago. It was a while. It was a couple years ago, and she said she'd been dating a couple different people, and it didn't work out, and it just one of them was a real jerk, and blah 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 blah. And she said, "There's just no one out there. I'm just gonna have to settle. There's no one out there like my dad, or there's no one out there that's gonna treat me the way I want to be treated. I'm just gonna settle. I want to get married. I want to have a family." And I was screaming inside my head to the top of my lungs, "No, no, 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 no." And I did say to her, "No, no, you're not going to settle. Don't settle. You're crazy if you do. Respect yourself enough and wait. Wait, wait, wait until the right person comes along. Because it's better to be alone than to be with the wrong person. Because then it's just going to end up with a divorce, and you're probably going to have some kids, and it's just going to be horrible, and your whole life's going to be set back even further." So when you're dating, you can usually tell pretty quickly if this relationship is going to go anywhere. And I think that girls nowadays get a little bit lonelier or lonely, and so they'll just kind of keep dating someone because that boy really likes them and he treats them okay, so they just keep dating them even they know that the relationship's going nowhere. Don't waste your time doing that. It's ridiculous. Don't waste your time or his time. Those years are precious. Those years from like when you graduate from high school until you get married, those are precious, important years. Don't waste them. And don't be stupid during them, most of all. Don't be stupid. I don't know what's happening to girls nowadays. I don't know if mothers aren't talking to them, or if mothers don't have the same. I don't know. I don't know, because even my close friends who had daughters, some of the things they allow, I'm just like, well, I don't understand. No wonder. I don't know what's happening. But what I do know is if you don't have a mom that's watching you, now this is if you're in high school dating, okay? If you don't have a mom that's watching every move you make, if you don't have a mom that makes sure you are in the house at a specific time, if you don't have a mom that's checking in with you, if you don't have a mom that wants to know who your friends are, then you know what? That's terrible, but you have to make the decision. It's your decision now. Okay, my mom's not paying attention, or my mom just doesn't know the deal, but that's not an excuse for being wild or drinking or having, sex before you're married. That's no excuse because no one's paying attention or watching you. These are decisions you have to make on your own. At 15, you're old enough. You can make that decision. That's your decision. Now, I think if you have a mom and a dad that are watching you, reminding you, keeping tabs on you, I think it makes it harder for you to make those mistakes. But nowadays it seems like no one's watching anyone. And so girls just, I don't know, there's a certain level of protection that has gone. It has gone. And I don't know what I'm trying to say, except that you've got to make a decision yourself of the kind of woman that you want to be, the kind of girl you want to be that someday is going to meet, hopefully, Prince Charming. And what's your past going to look like? What's his past going to look like? I mean, you really, really need to think ahead. You really need to think ahead. I don't have to do this right now. I can wait. You know, it's like when you're on a diet, and I heard this scenario one time, and it made so much sense to me. You don't have to eat 10 Oreo cookies because they're there. You can eat 3, and the other 7 are still going to be there the next day. No one's going to take your cookies. They're still going to be there. So don't feel like you have to overindulge right now. You have all this time to no one is ever sorry that they didn't sleep with their boyfriend. No one's ever sorry that they didn't. But they're almost always sorry that they did. If you don't do it, you have lost absolutely nothing. If you don't date the jerk, you've lost absolutely nothing. But if you do, you can lose everything. You can lose your self-respect. You can, I don't know, you can just lose so many things. So I guess my little bit of advice on dating now, and not really what I wish I would have known, because none of us knew anything back then. My computer keeps freezing up. Okay. I don't know why it keeps doing that, but you can see me when I'm typing, and I can't see anything, and I can't talk if I can't see if I'm on the screen. Now I lost my train of thought. Oh well, I lost my train of thought. Maybe that means I need to shut up now. But what I'm saying is, think long and hard. And if you have made some mistakes, make a decision right now. Going forward, I'm not going to make any mistakes. And maybe you don't think doing all these kinds of things are mistakes. Maybe you don't even think like that. But just be careful, extremely careful. Be wise. Respect yourself. Even if no one else does, you can respect yourself completely. You can say, no, I am not going to be that kind of person. I'm going to be this kind of person. That's all you have to do, is make that decision and stick with it, and don't let some idiot boy change your mind. Because if he loves you, it's the same old thing. If he loves you, he'll wait. It's true. It really is true. And if he doesn't love you that much, then you're probably not going to end up with him anyway. So don't waste your time. One of the things that used to make me insane, I worked in a crisis pregnancy center. I was a volunteer counselor. And here's what would blow my mind. The young woman, 19, 20, 21, would come to me. She just had a positive pregnancy test. Crying, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Okay, and you just start talking, and you kind of try to get some background. And one of the things that you say eventually is, well, do you think there's any chance that you and him will end up together? And this is what they would say so many times. Ooh, no, I don't want him raising my baby. I don't want him around my baby. And I'm like, but you did something to where you could have a baby with him. So why did you do that with him if you had no intention of him? It was like, there's such a disconnect. It was like, and just moving in with all these guys. And the disconnect was incredible. I don't understand it. Oh, I don't want him to be my baby's daddy. Well, he is your baby's daddy now. What are you going to do now? I don't know. I'm on a soapbox, and so many of you have probably clicked out by now because I'm not making sense. But try to make good decisions when you're young, because they will pay themselves out when you're older, and you will be so happy. And someday when you have a teenage girl, you're going to think back to what you did, and you're going to be watching her like a hawk, aren't you? Anyway, that's it for today's video. The next one in the series is going to be what I wish I had known in my 20s. Thanks. Bye-bye.